name is Jeremy Zucker, and today I'd like to introduce you to a powerful tool we've developed called Bayesian Metabolic Control Analysis. This tool leverages our expertise to identify which native or non-native enzymes have the largest impact on bioproduct titers, rates, and yields. Now, this tool is built on top of the PyMC probabilistic programming library, and it's designed to quantify the uncertainty in predictions based on the uncertainty in parameters in the data that we provide. We achieve this by taking as inputs multiomics measurements from engineered strains that were relative to the highest producing strain. We also need a genome scale metabolic model and the current titer rate and yields of each of the target bioproducts in each strain. Now, our outputs are targeted and actionable insights, essentially pinpointing which set of enzyme perturbations are most likely to improve the titers, rates, and yields of the highest producing strain. We've successfully applied this tool to a variety of organisms, including E. coli, yeast, filamentous fungi, and cyanobacteria. So let's go ahead and delve into what the Bayesian Metabolic Control Analysis tool generates in terms of diagnostics and predictive capabilities. Next slide, please. Now, on this slide, we illustrate the diagnostic and predictive capabilities of the Bayesian MCA tool. The key diagnostic here is called a posterior predictive check that's over here on the left. This indicates how well our model fits the data, providing confidence in our predictions. And notice that there's this gray window in the center here. This is where we focus our predictions. We don't try to predict large perturbations because our tool only makes sense in a moderate region around the reference strain. So the core output of our predictive analysis are what are called flux control coefficients. Now these and that's demonstrated on the in the center chart right here, where FCC is the flux control coefficient. Now these coefficients are derived through a sensitivity analysis that reveals how titers, rates, and yields are affected by perturbations to various enzymes. A positive flux control coefficient suggests that overexpressing the enzyme can improve titers, rates, and yields, whereas a negative flux control coefficient implies that enzyme repression would improve the titers, rates, and yields. Now, this analysis is revealing not just intuitive targets involved the main biochemical pathways converting nutrients to the bioproduct indicated in the black pathway on the right, but also non-intuitive targets that lie off the main pathway. This comprehensive approach allows us to identify and leverage hidden opportunities for optimization. So now let's see how those predictions hold up when applied to real-world scenarios. Next slide, please. So moving on to the practical implementation of our predictions in real organisms, here we evaluate the outcomes of applying predictions generated by the Bayesian Metabolic Control Analysis tool. As you can see on the right, 5 out of the 6 predictions significantly improve titers, rates, and yields. So this underscores the robustness and reliability of our model. Interestingly, we also examined enzymes that were highly correlated with titers, rates, and yields in the engineered strains. Notably, none of those enzymes generated a high flux control coefficient in our analysis. Now, despite that, we proceeded to test those enzymes, and as predicted, they did not lead to an improvement in titers, rates, and yields, highlighting the predictive power and precision of our model. Nonetheless, we did encounter one case where the prediction did not yield the expected improvement. That's that blue dot down by looks like about 9 grams per liter. And that was traced back to an annotation error in the model. So those cases, though rare, do provide us with some valuable insights in refining our models further. In summary, the Bayesian Metabolic Control Analysis tool is a robust and reliable approach to improving titers, rates, and yields of bioproducts in various organisms. With this tool, we are well equipped to boost the efficiency and productivity of your engineered strains.